So imagine you are 57 years old with heart disease, angina, diabetes or osteoporosis. Equally, you could be 34 with autoimmune problems, chronic fatigue or depression. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're at, it all just boils down to the one thing, and the one thing that's never spoken about when it comes to health. So it doesn't matter what your age is or what your health condition is, it really comes down to whether you want your health back bad enough and whether you have the fight in you to get it back. You have to think of what kind of future you want for yourself. A future that involves pills and potions, or a life that involves vitality and health. And if you choose the vitality and health, then you are really going to have to double down on those things that are going to get you out of the mess that you're in. Complaining about your fatigue or joint problems while eating cakes and crisps is a surefire way not to get your health back. Now, I absolutely understand it's so hard for many people today to understand some of these concepts, especially if you have lived your life for 40 years following a certain kind of blueprint. You have been brought up in a world that advocates moderation, and it's about treating yourself or you deserve these treats. But when your health fails, you don't have the luxury of these choices anymore. You've also been indoctrinated by the media and modern medicine that your health situation is governed by your genetics and there is nothing you can do to change your fate. But I will tell you now, whether you are a 54-year-old with heart disease or a 22-year-old with fibromyalgia, you have the same equal chance of fixing yourself. But the problem for many here is mindset. Many of us have been trained and story told to and positioned to that we simply have to live with these conditions, and that's the way it is. But the best discovery in the last 30 years is the advent of the internet, and this is literally changing the way that so many people think. But we don't need the internet to tell us what we already know. Your grandparents and my grandparents knew all along. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Now, so many foods are ingrained in us and entrenched in custom and tradition. And I understand the exclusion of meat, dairy and eggs for some creates a mindset of taking away some of those warm fuzzy feelings associated with such foods. But the one thing that I absolutely want to get across to you is that veganism isn't predicated on taking away the customs, traditions and foods that you have emotional attachments to. Veganism is predicated on taking away those harms created by years of customs and traditions. Veganism is predicated on doing what's right for your health so that in 30 years' time you don't have to look at your child in the eyes from your hospital bed with regret. Veganism is predicated on not inflicting suffering on others just for your momentary pleasure. Veganism is predicated on protecting the environment so that your grandchildren have a fighting chance for living a healthy, safe and prosperous life. Veganism isn't predicated on taking away, it's predicated on doing what's right. And most importantly, veganism isn't predicated on regret. Regret is cancerous for your soul. For me, I have to live with the regret of not finding veganism 20 years earlier. Because I sure as shit know that my mother, father and sister would still be alive. But most of you watching this now don't have to carry such regret, so please stop making excuses. The amount of times that I hear that I can't go vegan because it's too expensive, or I don't have time to go vegan, or veganism is only for the entitled. Now, if you have a health condition, I implore you to go onto YouTube and type vegan eczema or vegan heart disease or vegan whatever health condition you have, and see the hundreds of thousands of people around the world who have taken back control of their health by following a whole foods plant-based vegan diet. And you will see that it doesn't matter if you are 34, 78 or 95, you have the same innate ability to get those health victories that so many people before you have achieved. Now, my parents were born in an age when they didn't have this kind of access to information. So you more than ever have an opportunity to create something for yourself and also your families. So please, please, please don't turn your back on these opportunities. The vegan diet will help you live longer and the opportunity is so real. So if you are watching this now as a 47-year-old man in poor health, then simple changes in your life could see you living another 40 years. So why on earth wouldn't you choose this option over your existing health problems? And trust me, having another 40 years with loved ones and friends is a massive deal, so start putting in the work and effort. Health is hard work and effort, as is everything in life that is worth working for. There is no quick routes or shortcuts. There is no potions or supplements that you have been sold that will ever come close to eating the right way. Now, the only difference between you and those that have achieved great health and longevity is that they have put in the work. They have eaten the right way, they have exercised, they have gotten regular sunshine exposure, and they have slept well. The issue for many watching this video is that you have already drawn a line in the sand. You are doing the things that you know are sending you down a path of harm and destruction: alcohol, poor food, and also poor lifestyle. And these will see you lose in a big way at life. So instead of investing your money in a big expensive house or a flash car, or in food that you know has created so much suffering, then maybe invest your money in yours and your family's health and start eating like you give a damn. Now, if you are happy with the big expensive house and the flash cars and eating the junk foods and living the hedonistic life, then great, but sure as hell don't be complaining in 30 years when your health catches up with you because you made some wrong decisions in your life.